I dream, I wish to catch a big fish, and I do it when I can. I'm a happy fisherman, and I do it when I can. I'm a happy fisherman.
Today's episode is all about calamari, and the adventure you're going to see, it's actually from this week's, and it's all about calamari in Clifton Springs.
Well, what about your boat? So this time, for the first time, we took Mima's Hind Santa, little Hind Santa breeze, for obviously a run. Lenny installed the anchor for us. We got the Lone Star anchor, so that was great. And then it wasn't Clifton Springs. We started at Jackrabbit. And we got about half a dozen, but they were small calamari. Then we went to the old channel. We tried to search around there for snapper or any signs of snapper or whatever. There was nothing. We drove along the Geelong channel. We come to the bend where everybody fishes around the bend at Clifton Springs. There was no snapper again. It was 11 o'clock anyway. So we decided to dive in and come back to Clifton Springs in front of Carl Lewis and try for King George Waring. And what happened?
Nothing. Like literally.
We didn't get any. We tried, we anchored, we burleyed, but there was no fish. And then we decided to go on drift for calamari. And again, broken pier. So as you get out of Clifton Springs boat ramp, to the right, there is a broken pylons, there is a yellow stick, and always in that area, we were successful. So we did about 40 minutes with donuts.
Yeah.
And then we went over one spot.
After we said, that's it, let's pack up, let's go home.
Right. We went over one spot and we got a massive fish, well, calamari. And then we went over that spot, exact spot, about 5-6 times, and we ended up with 10 big squid. So let's watch the first video. And here we go. It's time to christen Mima's little Hind Santa breeze. What's the story with it? Well, a few weeks ago Mima got herself a little Hind Santa breeze so she and the girls can go and spend some time on the water. Considering that this boat didn't have an electric anchor, our friend Lenny installed a Lone Star GX1, and Mima cannot be more proud of it. She loves the Lone Star brand because we had it on our previous boat and never failed. Well, today's mission: squid. If you watched our last episode, we got some squid with Cara and her family at Jackrabbit, plus my friend Mark Todaro got some big squid at Jackrabbit, so that was our first stop. On our first grass patch that we drifted over, we had nothing. On the very second one, Mima already got a squid. It wasn't that big, but hey, it was a squid. This one took one of my favorite jigs, which is the Flash Boost by Shimano, and it was the yellow and green color one. The Flash Boost jigs have a little mirror inside, so as you move them, they actually flash. So that's what actually makes them stand out. As we put this squid away, we didn't even have enough time to put some water in the well. Mima was already on the second. And this one took a bright pink color. That's my friend's Will favorite. So far, this session was promising. Then, a few minutes later, the pink jig took off again. I have to be honest, the squid wasn't that big at all, but hey, it was a squid, we had fun, and they tasted no matter what, small or big. Considering that for the last 3 months we were struggling getting squid, well, it was success. Any squid was a good squid. On the other side of the boat, I had a yellow jig with a pink head, and this jig used to bring me big squid all the time. Unfortunately, it worked today, but the squid was still small. If you feel that this video is a little bit shaky, you can imagine we were filming, netting, catching all at once. It's a little bit hard sometimes. You will see from time to time how we pass the net to each other, how we pass the rod to each other, how we pass the camera to each other, who's gonna film the shot, who's gonna actually bring the squid, who's gonna take the squid off the jig. But it's all happening in the spirit of the moment, so if you find the video a little bit shaky, well, sorry guys. One thing you must take in consideration when you chase squid: if you catch one, keep going over that same spot over and over, because where that one was, definitely there'll be more squid. So you're gonna see in today's video, we actually had 2 good patches, and those 2 good patches produce all the squid we caught. Here you can see I didn't even have time to set up the cameras. We were only using one hand camera, so I decided to put the clamps on and start catching a little bit more of the action. With today's technology and all the railblazer gadgets that we use, it's easy. You don't need to have another cameraman on a boat with you, and it's more relaxed because it's filming everything, and on the end of the day when we get home we just chop up all the bits and pieces and show you guys how and where and the way we actually catch our squid. By this time we're already half an hour in. We had about half a dozen squid, but they were not big squid, so it was time to move and look for something else. We did a run to all channel looking for snapper, all along channel looking for snapper. We went to Clifton Springs trying to get some whiting with no luck. On the end, we end up at Clifton Springs, just in front of the broken pier, and we found a great patch of squid, which you're gonna see in the next video.
Well, in the next video, you're going to see when we moved back to Clifton Springs and started catching the big calamari.
That was the place! At Clifton Springs, after moving around from patch to patch, we finally get our first squid. Well, this squid was quite big squid. In all honesty, few minutes prior to this, we were talking, let's go home. We were at the old channel, couldn't scan any snapper. We were at the bend at Clifton Springs, no snapper, no sign of fish. Then we went trying for King George whiting really hard. We got none. So this was our last stop, and we did about 4 patches so far, but nothing. And then suddenly we got this squid. Well, that changed our plans, and we said, okay, we're gonna stay a little bit longer. Well, this was more like it. The size of this squid was great, and everything looked a little bit more promising, so we had to go back and try and drift over that patch again. As we drifted over the same spot, what do you know, Mima's on another one, this time on a flash boost, green and yellow. Then, while I was filming and netting this squid, another rod took off. Even that rod was on a green and yellow flash boost jig. Somehow, every time we went over this patch, we got a squid. That was telling me that must be eggs there or something that they're protecting, because this squid was big and they were concentrating on single area. I couldn't see anything, so I can't guarantee and I can't sort of speak loud, but hey, we were happy. This size squid we normally catch at Queenscliff. So to catch them at Clifton Springs, I can tell you that was just a bonus. And here, Mima's doing everything solo. She brought the squid to the boat, she used the net, netted the squid, and she put the squid away. While she was doing that, another rod took off big squid flesh puss jig again. We so far had half a dozen of them. They're all big and they all happen to be in the same area, so we just kept going over and over the same patch. It's just amazing how the things work. We were surprised to see this size squid just here on our front doorstep. Some of the squid was actually peeling line off my reel and we were laughing. We were thinking like, what the heck? But hey, it was fun, they're awesome. It was brilliant to catch something like this, obviously in Clifton Springs. And so far, we did not lose one. But big squid makes what? Big mess. My pants are gone, Mima's pants are gone, so that's throwaway. And then the boat, oh my god.
Well, fishing, filming, catching, it's not an easy task.
It's not, but it's fun. So what we did, as you're gonna see in next video, we went back on the same spot and every time we drifted that particular area, we start catching. Sometime one, sometime two,
yeah.
And it was just unbelievable. And a big fish. Those things we normally catch at Cliff.
Yeah.
So, and I have to add that the green and yellow flash puss jig that Mick from Hooked On Bite and Tackle recommended to us did most of the damage.
Yes, it did.
Enjoy the next video. As you can see here, we were going over and over the same spot again and again. In no time, when we got to that particular mark or that particular spot, we were on another one or another two. It was amazing to see squid this size in this area. So we were filming, we were laughing, and yes, everything was going to the plan. Even that about half an hour before this, we were ready to go home. We did mention before that the flash puss jig today outperformed all the other ones, but we did get some on the pink jig as well. So somehow the squid wasn't that fussy. If you take a good look in front of me, you can see the sand and you can see the grass patch on either side of us. Well, that edge produced all the squid. Every time we drifted over it, we actually hooked one up. One more thing, we did not jig, we did not do anything. We actually just drifted over it. So kinda we were trolling these jigs behind us. Every time we jigged, because we tried, we somehow spooked them because we didn't get one. So yeah, somehow you have to mix your technique, and if they don't go, just take it easy. And yeah, did I say before, big squid, big mess? Have a look at this. Anyway, around 1 o'clock we had enough, so it was time to put the squid in a skylar bag and yeah, just go home. And yeah, new boat, new skylar bag.
I'm unpacking my new scaler bag and then I'll show you what we got. Well, hook 'em, it's a little bit generous with the line because really we only need 5 to 6 meters behind the boat to have it in the wash.
Well, have a look where we are. We're just a couple 100 meters from the yellow post. It's just there. It's the broken pylons at Clifton Springs. Few boats around. And today's winner, the green flash boost. I just worked a mint. The size, well, I can say, the size of calamari is big. Just got him.
I told you only 5 feet high. 6, yeah.
Well, we came home And guess what? It's Mima's boat. So who cleans the boat?
Well, I did, and I did it with pride.
And I was filming.
That's it.
That's right. Then we called
Sev to come and help us clean the calamari.
Well, Sev never cleaned calamari, so she had to learn. She wanted to learn. So I said, yeah, come down. She gave us a hand. She cleaned. I even teach her how to vacuum seal with no vacuum sealer.
That's it. Well, let's watch the next video. Okay, so what you do is at the back, what's that, spine or something?
Spine, yep.
The spine, look for it. Try and get the spine. Now I can't do it. See, you jinxed me. And then run your finger down all the way to the bottom. And then
Everything out.
everything out.
And what we do, we normally get rid of this. And that's our bite.
Yep.
All right, so then you take,
The wings off
yep,
so you can fly away. Go halfway.
yep.
Try and go.
So just, yeah,
Ooh, this one.
that's it. Now push your finger up and down, yeah. Perfect.
There you go.
Yeah. And then down. Perfect.
There's one.
One. Yeah, you put it there. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. We're going to cut it after.
Then get the
Yeah,
other
no.
side. Ooh. There you go.
Too easy.
And there you go.
Yeah. The hood we get after we take all the skin. Explain what you're doing.
Okay, to get the air out of the bag, so we can freeze it, put some in there, put some water in a pot or a bucket, either. And then what you do is you push down and under the water, and meanwhile just seal half of it, close half, keep pushing down, don't get water in there, and then towards the end seal it when you got all the air out, and there you go, it's all sealed with no air.
G'day everyone, my name's Ange, and today I just want to share with you one of my favourite recipes for calamari. So here we have our calamari, pre-cut into strips, okay? We've even got our tentacles and wings in there as well, okay? So pre-cut and washed. We have our 800ml jars, okay, and our ingredients in front of us. We have our white vinegar. I've got some vegetable oil, okay. Across here are our herbs and spices. We've got some rosemary, our garlic, which is already cleaned. We have bay leaves, coriander seeds, chili flakes, black peppercorns, and some oregano, okay. So again, quantities are going to vary on how much you use, but for 800, we've got an 800ml jar here, and here's the process. We add our garlic. Again, the quantities are going to vary depending on your tastes and so forth. In addition to that, we're also going to add some bay leaves. Okay. We then add our rosemary. Our coriander. And again, just some chili flakes. The black peppercorn. And some oregano. So just give it a stir or a shake, and away we go. In a large pot, we add our water and we bring to a boil. We add salt. That'll vary depending on how much calamari you've got. Okay, and in addition to that, we'll add bay leaves. Okay, and we'll bring the water to a boil. Okay, our water's come now to a boil. We've turned it down. Okay, and we're going to bring it to a simmer. Okay, we add our calamari. As you can see, the water's now cooling because of the calamari. And then we'll begin to simmer it. Okay, so we've strained the calamari through the colander. We've now put it back in the pot, okay, and just giving it a stir. In the sink we've put cold water, okay, just to stop it from cooking any further. We just give it a stir, just to get rid of any heat. With the calamari cooled down now, and now it's time to put it in a jar. Grab a pair of tongs and fill the jar approximately halfway. That will enable us to put the lid on, give it a shake, just to get the ingredients mixed throughout the calamari. Again, you don't need to be too precise. Enables us just to have some consistency of the ingredients throughout the whole jar. And leave approximately 2 inches from the top. Okay, shake the jar one final moment just to get all the ingredients. We then add our vinegar. Give it a little bit of a shake. Put in a little bit more vinegar just to cover the top of the calamari. Okay, perfect. And then add our vegetable oil. Okay, you don't need too much. That's it. Just to cover it to create a seal. Okay, it's then ready to place the lid on and refrigerate for a week, and then you can start enjoying.
Well, considering that fish didn't change, so it's still at Western Port, all the snapper. Shallows in Port Phillip Bay, odd snapper. King George whiting, don't worry about Claire Lewis or Leopold, unless maybe late at evening, but during the day we had no success, so all the King George whiting still at St. Leonard's. Squid, it started to show up in great numbers, which is great all around. So from Clifton Springs all around to St. Leonard's, Queen's Cliff, all that, lots of squid at the moment, and some trevally in Bowen River. So we won't go in where is the fish, but again, guys, thanks for your support. Guys that purchased our t-shirt, our hoodies, thank you, heaps.
Once again, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and we will see you next week.
I hope, I dream, I wish to catch a big fish, and I do it when I can. I'm a happy fisherman, and I do it when I can. I'm a happy fisherman.